Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by BB. There is no second best live YouTube stream to talk about markets. Welcome back, guys. It is the eve of Jackson Hole. I believe it's tomorrow, right? I love that intro music, man. You guys have no idea before we go live, it's like we're all dancing backstage. It kind of reminds me a little bit of that Joey Diaz clip. You know what I'm talking about? Where they're all just like dancing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, welcome back, guys. It's already been, I feel like, quite a week of dramatics so far. You know, we came into that 112K level on BTC. Right now, we're seeing a pretty strong bounce. Bouncing into Jackson Hole, we know how Too Late Powell loves to talk about the markets. So, I mean, it's really kind of all coming down to what Powell is going to say tomorrow. Maybe it doesn't even matter because the market already has expectations about what he's going to say. We're going to talk about it on today's show. But welcome, guys. I'm Snorlax. You also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Tucker, Max, and of course, Chef Jackus. Welcome to you guys as well. Before we can get started talking about, most importantly, the charts, but also Jerome Powell and Jackson Hole implications. I mean, this is kind of like the most important Fed meeting of the year, I feel like, on an annual basis. So we kind of probably should talk about it. But before we do that, I'm going to ask if you guys can slam the like button for us. Have no idea what the likes have been trading at over the last few shows, but I'm going to estimate that it could use a little bit more smashing. So if you could just hover your hand above that mouse, that keyboard, hit the like button for us, we would be very, very appreciative. But yeah, let's talk about the markets, guys, because like I was kind of saying, I mean, Bitcoin came into that 112K swing low that we kind of established, what was it, like 2 weeks ago, off the back of Novogratz selling $8 billion worth of Bitcoin. Since then, we've attempted an all-time high breakout. As you can see, it got rejected pretty harshly, and now we are trading back at range lows. It's kind of an important decision point that we are now facing, I think, across the board, not just for Bitcoin, but for ETH, kind of trading down into not quite 4K. You don't really want to see price deviate below that $4,000 range, I think. That you don't really want to see Sol break these swing lows. I mean, really across the board, kind of these must-hold levels. So contextually speaking, makes sense that we see a bounce. But as we've discussed, I think it was on Monday, the last few times that that Powell spoke, we had bearish price action both into and out of Jackson Hole. Has the market learned its lesson to expect almost a hawkish tilt from Powell at this point? I guess we'll just have to see. But what we do know from a technical standpoint is that most of these charts are at levels that they theoretically should be bouncing from. So let's see what we get this week, guys. I'm definitely interested to see what happens here with Powell. I love the buyback that we're seeing thus far. We got a bit of a big spike over the last few days, which shouldn't be that surprising given, the stakes of this week. We often see something like that from Jackson Hole, but yeah, I kind of like this level for a local bottom on MicroStrategy as well. I think that's been a big reason that we've seen so much selling pressure this week. A lot of things to talk about on today's show, so I won't waste any more time yapping. What are we thinking about the markets, guys? Has crypto bottomed before equities did? Is that just another case of, is that just another case of crypto bottoming before equities this morning? And yeah, what are we expecting from Powell?
I mean, just quickly looking at the equity charts, right? Like S&P, QQQ, IWM kind of looks the best. I'm scared to say, but I mean, it kind of looks decent. I don't know. I think I'm somewhat having flashbacks to 2022 when Powell said there will be pain, but I'm hoping that's not what he does tomorrow. I don't know. I think we're in a much different situation than we were back then, obviously, but I don't know. I think a lot of things have pulled back into where you would ideally like to bid, right? Like if we just talk about, I just pulled this up on the ETH chart, but that's a weekly FVG. We pulled back right to the middle of it and bounced pretty much perfectly. Also, as Tommy pointed out, right where Tom Lee said we would bounce. So don't Tom Lee apparently, but no, I think I don't know. I was expecting this drop a little bit late, like probably 10 days later than now, right? Kind of beginning of September, but here it is. This is also kind of what I wanted to see was, ETH make a move above 4K, above 4,500 even, and then pull back to, I kind of wanted to see a 39 handle, honestly, and get everybody to freak out. And then we go. Because like if you zoom out, right, it's like you're kind of using these tops almost as support now, right? Hopefully, because we pulled back right into them. So I don't know, like kind of on a lower time frame, at least for ETH, I'd like to see it stay above 42s, 42.50 even. But yeah, I don't know. Same with Bitcoin, right? Like this is really where I would have liked to see a bounce. But if we're gonna just kind of hold this, this low, not even sweep the low, just hold this low, even better, right? So I don't know. I don't think there's any reason to freak out quite yet. The top is in or anything like that. But
you know what I like about that chart, Tucker? Everybody and their grandma wants that low, that August low to be swept.
Yeah.
And it would be so awesome if it didn't sweep. It doesn't really matter if it does or it doesn't, but I think a lot of people want to either TP shorts or bid right below that low for the range symmetry because we took out the high of that range.
Yeah.
And we haven't taken out the low. And I think it would be much more characteristic of a crypto bull market to just not give you that perfect pullback when sentiment just gets so negative and everybody wants that low. So that's kind of like my hope, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't have a super firm opinion. Like I could definitely still see it happening, but it would be really cool if it just didn't give that perfect pullback.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, this cycle has been defined by one more sweep of the low. What if we didn't get one more sweep of the low?
We just keep ranging up here. I mean, if you look at like just a volume profile, I'd love to see us get back above like 115, just get back in this actual like volume range. Because you get rid of these kind of range high, range low. Like this is your real range, right? And these are deviations. So I'd like to see that confirm it to be a deviation and get back up in here. But yeah, I don't think things look that bad. Obviously, it hasn't been fun watching stuff sell off the last few days, but I mean, especially with something like ETH, right? ETH was at 1,300 like 3 months ago, right? 4 months ago, and we've tripled since then, basically. So, little pullback, it's all right, but yeah, that's kind of how I'm seeing majors. I haven't really looked at Sol a whole lot recently. I'm sure Tommy has some thoughts on Sol, but I don't think it looks that bad either. Maybe one more, maybe 160, but
maybe one more sweep of the low.
Maybe
I think Sol's ready to move higher.
There we go.
I mean, it's pretty much just replicating what Tesla did in Q4 last year. And if that's the case, I think we're getting ready to run towards all-time highs. Believe it or not, primary Sol footer calling for Sol all-time highs. That's me. No, I think it can happen.
So soon.
You guys really think that we can put a pin through the treasury company narrative without Solana getting one?
I don't know.
My take on Sol is still that it will see all-time highs. It will even see price discovery, but it will take time.
But how much time?
I think it's going to print a giant Christmas tree like Tesla did.
Can you fill out this form, Jackus? Please.
The time form is what everyone wants, but
Yeah.
0 people on the planet knows it.
So you said like Tesla, Tommy. That's interesting.
I mean, it's almost identical to what Tesla did in Q4.
Tesla. What am I on the weekly? Q4, what, last year?
Yeah. So like that grind up right there,
Yeah.
I think we just put in our second low.
Yeah, just kind of.
And I don't think it's going to be like a very sustainable pump. It will probably retrace like Tesla, but I have a hard time seeing like a broader correction across crypto before we see a Solana treasury company narrative. But if I see Sol go to all-time highs, like I'm going to start to exit pretty heavily out of what I feel like I can, you know, because to me, that's a sign of like locally speaking, we've probably hit a really high level of froth. But I don't think that we're there yet. Obviously, I think Sol has to complete the move first. And it only makes sense just given that ETH dominance looks like it's about to come down potentially a little bit, that we see some of these altcoins, some of these beta assets, start to catch up to ETH a little bit here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see what you're looking at here, though. It does look similar. How long did that take? Let me see. From like here, 2 months. I mean, that kind of tracks, right?
Bitcoin dominance looks really heavy to me, personally.
Let's see. October, yeah. All right, let me look.
Yeah, dominance does look heavy. That's what you want to see, honestly. Like if you want Bitcoin to hold support, Bitcoin dominance should be about to nuke.
Like that level that you have there, Tucker. I mean, dude, it looks it looks like it wants to just trap door down to like 53. So
Down here. Yeah.
yeah.
I'd like to add some context to this too, that I was looking at last night. IWM QQQ. It's a trade or it's a pair that we've talked about a lot on this show because it matters from a positioning standpoint, right? Hedge funds, long, big tech, they short small caps, and it's been a hugely profitable trade since basically the tech bubble. I kind of feel like this pair has either hit or is in the process of forming a pretty solid bottom. If you zoom out, Tucker, I think it looks a lot like Sol ETH did during the bottoming process like 2 or 3 years ago.
So
I don't think there has been ever a better time in the past decade to position into low caps than there it is now.
Oh, like this?
Yeah. They're not quite the same, but if you put them both like on, I'm actually using the loggles here.
Oh.
If you put both on log, there's definitely some similarities, I think, between these two charts. You got to get the full history of the IWM QQQ though.
History.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, in case you guys didn't know, this is literally how a cycle top plays out. People are scared and their friends gets liquidated. In case you didn't know, in this new paradigm, this is how cycle tops happen.
Yeah, it does look similar, Tommy.
I feel like we're getting close to a big small cap rotation, which I feel like makes sense when we look at Bitcoin dominance.
The flex from this cycle is, I didn't get liquidated.
I mean, if you just looked at
Jesus,
if you just look at IWM straight up, we've been in, it looks like the ETH range, man. You've just been in like a 4 or 5 year consolidation for US small caps. I mean, it looks like you're getting ready to ramp at some point. So, I mean, you have been in such a long consolidation.
Yeah, since 2021.
I mean, it's just like the ETH chart, honestly.
Yeah, it is. You're at like what, 3,500 ETH right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull that up actually. Log, yeah. I mean, kind of, right? Like,
Definitely.
you had this whole range.
Yeah, they are the same, aren't they?
Yeah. So you're like in here, basically,
Mm-hmm.
if you're gonna compare them like that. Yeah. 3,500.
I mean, I kind of feel like theoretically this should be the part of the cycle where we do see that larger rotation from tech into small caps, and it's also ironically the part where everybody is wanting to call a cycle top, because I mean the leaders of this market cycle thus far, they might be like mostly topping. Who knows? I have no idea, right? But when we look at like IWM QQQ, to me it looks like small caps are about to make up a lot of ground against tech. I don't know if I think that's because everything is about to just like rip face higher. I kind of feel like, okay, well, the pay and trade for equities is small caps up and big tech more or less goes sideways from here. And as a byproduct of that should start to benefit things like crypto. I'm interested to see where Bitcoin fits into that equation because it's been trading very in line with these big tech stocks, but Bitcoin dominance looks bearish. So maybe Bitcoin is about to just like go sideways for a long time, but I have a hard time believing that. I don't know.
As I said multiple times, this is not the face of the cycle. This is like a new cycle starting that will last for many years. I'm talking about like 5 to 10 years, in which I think small caps will start to outperform large caps.
Somebody has to add total 2 to this. Where am I? Okay. So that's the same high.
Again, this is the type of sentiment you see a cycle top on. I'm just saying, you know, like all of these bear porn guys just cycle top, one more like higher end cycle top. It's like, yeah, this is the exact sentiment the market tops on.
This would be here.
It is funny to me like how people are using I'm gonna keep saying it, like the 2021 fractal to call a cycle top. Like, oh, did you know how similar Bitcoin looks to 2021 cycle top? I didn't call the cycle top correctly in 2021, but surely I'm gonna call it with this now. I don't know. I honestly kind of feel like you can throw out most 2021 fractals completely outside of like a handful because the cycle was just entirely engineered by helicopter money.
I think you gotta go off of 2017 as closely as possible.
As Max says, the feminine urge to call a cycle top.
So much estrogen pumping through their veins, man. It's sad.
The 2021 cycle was a printing cycle engineered. This one is about adoption and changing world and its global structure. But people still think that it's a few weeks away from a cycle top.
It's because the 4-year cycle ends what, in October? Technically?
September for some. For
So
some
maybe we do
September,
get-
for some October.
So maybe we do get some like froth that comes in September, fake out dump. A lot of people think the cycle top is in, and then you get real euphoria in Q1 or Q4 rather, and then Q1 of next year. I don't know. This is just kind of me spitballing a little bit.
I mean, the thing about seasonality is that it can often get front run or postponed. We just had a pretty scary drop here. So yeah, last year we also had a drop in August. August was a bottom. Then people thought that September will be bearish, and September was actually bullish, and it was the bottom of that leg. Like we literally rallied from in September, BTC was still trading at 53K, and then in December it was trading at 109.
It's funny how that works.
I was thinking more so we might dump in September and then have froth in October. Top gets called, and then if the extended cycle is a thing, then you run into 2026, like you guys have talked about. But we'll see. We'll see.
The Fourier cycle, in my opinion, again, I suppose it's a good thing it's still around in people's minds for the longevity of it. But like the Fourier cycle was initially based on the prospect of BTC pumping, and because of the halving. The halving mattered a lot in Bitcoin's early stages because of the supply shock that was there. But now, so when you got it from 50 Bitcoin to 25, that was a big issue. But nowadays, most of the Bitcoin is out there. Most of its future is priced in and getting priced in. And the current halvings, they don't take as much effect as they have before. And obviously, whenever BTC ran at the end, it was altcoins that pumped on top of it. I think this cycle everything's changed. We have ETFs now in place. We have institutions and governments buying it. The flow isn't going from native crypto OGs buying from BTC to alts. People do not remember, but we used to have only alt BTC pairs where you would have to flip your Bitcoin into alts on exchanges, for example. That's how the flow came from Bitcoin into alts too. It's a totally different, totally different environment here. So it needs to be treated as such.
I want to show a chart. I was looking at this one this morning on our Discord call, and I actually just put out a tweet about it. But this is total 3 minus stable coins paired against the NASDAQ. And I just noticed this one today. I typically just chart like ETH against the NASDAQ and things like that. When this chart moves up, alts are beating mega cap tech when it's moving down. Mega cap tech is a better hold than altcoins. And this appears to be in like a 7-year range right here. And it also appears like we broke out of, this compression, and this was all like an underside retest.
Mm-hmm.
This thing looks absolutely ready to go, man. Absolutely ready to go. Like at minimum up here, but I could also see it doing something like what XRP did when it broke out of its, 7-year range. We'll pull that up quick just for reference. When you get, it's rare to see these giant compressions in crypto that are like, 6, 7, 8 years long. But like I could very much so see this thing doing one of these.
Wow, that's crazy. It looks like BNB, just like Jack was talking about earlier this week.
Mm-hmm. Like this to me feels like some version, it's obviously never exactly the same, but to me, it feels like the entire altcoin asset class is just getting ready for one of the craziest runs we've ever seen. and it probably marks up to new highs, at a minimum. But this XRP top, happened in 2018, and it feels like it could have just led the entire asset class, honestly. So when I look at this chart, I'm like, I mean, there's really nothing to be worried about here. I mean, this looks like your very early stage altcoin rotation rather than like cycle end, where to me it feels a lot more like you're doing some version of this right here and you're getting ready to ramp into the end of the year rather than somehow like alt season won't happen and this is the end of the cycle.
Sorry, I was laughing at one of the latest comments. Surprise.
Which comment?
The last one. And yeah, Max has a saying for it, the feminine urge to call and trade a cycle top.
Yeah, man, some people just they really want to call the cycle top. Honestly, I don't really get it. Here's the thing, man, is like I remember so vividly last cycle. There was no talk of the cycle top ever being in, man. This is like a new thing that is plaguing young men that are interested in crypto. And I don't know where it comes from. Maybe it's like a slow growing like cynicism that just boils over time. But
Yeah.
they like it's like nobody wants to be here for like the pump anymore. Everybody just wants to like trade crypto like Forex, which I get can be profitable, right? But it's like there's also better liquidity conditions and more leverage offered if you're just looking to like scalp like if you just want to scalp all day long. I don't really know why you'd come to crypto to do that. Like you could just do that in Forex, but yeah, I don't know what this I don't understand that feminine urge to try to like call the cycle top every week. It just doesn't it's brand new this cycle. Like I don't know if you guys agree, Jack, because you've been around the longest out of all of us, but like that's to me a brand new thing. That came about like a year ago. And everybody's just like, I'm not even focused on the bull run or like anything else, but I'm just going to be like a cycle top caller every single week.
It's definitely first time in crypto, but not in a history. As I said multiple times, this very same thing, mental psychology, has been seen in the markets in the past, and one of those has been stocks. People saw that stocks were a scam, and they were trying to call the top for a long time. They thought that they are going to go down, and it resulted in one of the best periods in in history. And lots of people are neglecting the fact that we are right now, again, the 2021 cycle that was post-COVID, there was lots of printing. That's all it cost. But there was no implementation of really anything. This cycle, that's about adoption. It's about adoption of stablecoins, of AI. It's about the adoption of decentralized networks, and so forth. It's about adoption of potential EVs. So lots of solutions out there coming in. That's called an effectivity growth. We call it an effectivity growth. And that can last for years. And usually when a new effectivity growth comes, it brings new emerging companies that are trying to establish themselves in this new world. And the market generally just looking for solutions, right? You create 50 hundreds of them and maybe thousands, who knows, and then some stick, some don't. But that's the environment we are coming into. But due to the environment we've been through, which is 2021, which was just printing cycle, and then the recent years, people I think you said it well. They have all this cynicism, rightfully so. I get it. I absolutely get it, where it's coming from. But they now have all this cynicism to just believe like that's it. And because it's sort of I would even say, and I'm thinking out loud as I speak, but I would say it's a self-protection. Nobody wants to believe again and then get hurt again. So everyone's obsessed with trying to call the cycle top. But
People don't
yeah,
want to get burned like they did in 2022 because
yeah.
it was like an unrelenting downtrend. And everything that possibly could have gone wrong in 2022 basically did.
Tommy, I remember I was on Matic. I was saying that, or maybe it was Phantom. No, it was Phantom actually. Yeah, let me pull it out. And I remember we were still trading. It was already early 2022, and we've already had the top in, but still relatively high prices, and we were trading like two. So just for your imagination, so you do not have to open up the chart. The top came in around above $3, like 3.3, and around 10 bucks, which can sound like a big discount, but when you look at the chart, it really wasn't. I was calling for that. I think Phantom is going to hit like 60 cents. 0.6. It was trading at 2.10, and at the time, and the top was above $3. People thought I'm absolutely crazy for calling such a low target, and it went down to just 17 cents at the end of it. And I didn't even know it's going to be that crazy by the end. But yeah, so going back, that selling was very relentless, and I absolutely get where people are coming from. But yeah, I have never seen
It was crazy to watch some of those charts just like go to levels that you literally didn't even think they possibly could drop to. I mean, it was a devastating bear market. Like let's call it what it was. A $16 billion hedge fund got liquidated. FTX got liquidated. Grayscale Bitcoin almost, I mean, you can't really liquidate them, but that was a disaster. Celsius got liquidated. I mean, I think about some L1 trades, like you pointed out, Jack, is Phantom, Matic. They came down so much further than I would have expected. Like Matic, I remember like looking up and seeing Matic all of a sudden trading at almost 30 cents in the same way that FTM traded like 17 was just, yeah, it was pretty surreal. But so I totally understand people not wanting to get caught in like a year-long downtrend holding the bag, right? But it's almost like the market has to give you gains to give back before you can worry about giving them back. And most of these altcoin charts are in a depressive state right now.
Again, that's where the cycle top comes in, right?
Yeah. Obviously.
Like, market always top on depression, right?
I think SPX 6900 is completely topped against Pepe, man. Just like cyclically topped on this pair.
Where'd you pull that?
This one?
Yeah.
I think this was the WIF Pepe pair chart, if I remember correctly. Been watching this one for a while. I also think it was incredibly suspicious how... I think it was really suspicious how SPX 6900 made a new high before. I think it was this right here. So this was with Pepe right here, and WIF was outperforming Pepe. And I remember talking to our Discord about this specifically. Basically being like, yeah, I think now is when you nuke SPX 6900 into Pepe. Because because like I don't really buy the outperformance. Like to me, it feels a lot more like, you know, something like this thing feels so incredibly top to me, man. Like I can't even.
It looks super topped.
Yeah, it does. It really looks top to me, which I think is a good thing for Pepe, because we know that like sometimes these like meme coins, they just do this little dance back and forth with each other. You know, and they never really like materially break out against one another. Like you'll see range highs pressured and things like that. But the fact that this move happened, well, like it led ETH, it led everything else. This is with Pepe. And this is, oops, SPX 6900. This feels the exact same to me, honestly. Like, I think we're just in like some deviation. I don't know. Like, I just think this thing is coming down in a big, big, big way.
Yeah, I see it. It does look similar. So you're saying it's Pepe time, Max?
I'm saying it's Pepe time. Yeah, that's definitely what I'm
I think
saying.
it's Pepe time. I think it's Pepe time. I know I've said that before, but this is the first time I've been saying that, and I've actually been bullish on Solana. So they trade very hand in hand. I mean, they're kind of like the biggest meme proxies of the cycle, in my opinion. And yeah, I mean, I just feel like obviously I've posted talking about Pepe's comparisons to SHIB, kind of like the summer of 2021. I feel like I see them right now. I don't know. I feel like we could maybe see Pepe start to move over the next few weeks, but you know, it's something that we don't want to guarantee because we know how long Pepe can range.
True.
Pepe hates ETH. No. No, I think Pepe is just biding its time, and you've seen this huge ETH dominance rally. We haven't quite seen that metric cool off yet. I think that's going to be a big deal for these higher beta altcoins. Is that others dominant, or not others dominance, but ETH dominance cools off, Bitcoin dominance cools off, but the market goes up. Like, what do you think that means for beta? Probably higher pricing.
Probably.
I would say if you want a good signal on Pepe, what do we think about Doge here?
Good question. Let me see.
Well, I'm gonna Tucker the chart.
Tucker it? No. It's called Tommying the chart.
I'm gonna Tommy the chart for Tucker then.
Oh, I see. I did it, Tommy. Don't worry.
This thing is fried.
What, Doge?
Oh no, sorry. I'm just looking at my own chart, man. Like, dude, it is the pair chart, the meme pair chart, man. It is just so fried.
I mean,
Doge looks good here.
Do we really think we're not going to get a Doge treasury company at some point? I don't know when that's going to be, but like I feel like Doge and Sol to me are the most obvious candidates for large caps to get treasury companies next.
There we go.
Who knows? Maybe we get like some Asian fund starting a BNB treasury company. I don't even know how that would work.
I think you could come down here, man, on Doge. I mean, just look at it.
I was kind of expecting it to come down into there, but it's been kind of strong on a relative basis over the last like 2 weeks. It does look quite a lot like Sol locally.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I don't know. Get above 25. Here we go. That's it. This level's been stuffing us for a while.
I mean, if you want to see Pepe rip, you really want to see Doge start to rip too, I would say, to new cycle highs, because if Doge does that, then Pepe should rip to new cycle highs too.
This level, actually.
Do you think that maybe Elon will have something to do with Pepe? Because he occasionally posted something around it in the past.
Could. Imagine a Pepe treasury company, man. If I saw that, we're within like 1 to 2 weeks from a nasty, nasty washout. But
Yeah.
I feel like Elon has probably taken Doge as far as he can. I don't really want to say that, but maybe.
I mean, Tommy, we're a Pepe treasury company.
We're what?
We are a Pepe treasury company.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I really don't think Pepe should be breaking the lows that it set in late June, early July. At this point, it should be holding.
If you're gonna overlay Litecoin with Sol, you'll find out that Litecoin looks better than Sol right now.
Don't say that, Jackus.
It's
Don't
true.
hate on my Sol trade.
So, I'm not hating. I'm trying to help.
Well, I mean, Litecoin and Doge tend to trade together, so there are signs of meme coins showing burgeoning potential.
I think like it would make me really happy to see Litecoin doing well. I'm just not saying it fundamentally, but there's a good vibe around it. And I actually like the Twitter account, like literally joking about themselves. Like I think that was pretty neat. But I haven't seen anyone really give me a good bullish case for Litecoin.
Somebody's buying it. That's the only like use
That's a hope.
or reason. Yeah, it is. I stopped trading Litecoin a few weeks ago, so it's probably going to pump now.
Doesn't look that bad.
No, it doesn't. But
Can you put it on a daily time frame and put Sol down below it with the plus function?
Sol down below.
Yeah.
So where is do this one?
And go on a daily time frame. Look from the recent top. Yeah. So the moves are very much the same, with the exception of the magnitude, where Litecoin is currently trading near its December, February highs, versus Sol still has so much work to do on the upside. I still think that Sol will do really well by at a later stage. I maybe we shouldn't even call it a cycle. I think that like word cycle really creates lots of confusion. But like, yeah, I suppose Sol will have its time, in my opinion, but just I don't see it coming right now.
I mean, pretty similar moves.
Yeah.
Like identical, actually. Let's see this. I mean, we can make this a lot easier. Oh boy.
Oh my God. Just ignore the 2021 part.
Yeah. Litecoin over. Wait, is this doing it right? No, it's not. Hold on. That's the New York Stock Exchange Litecoin.
Oh my God.
There it is. Weekly.
I mean, that's a big inefficiency to fill.
That's one way to look at it. Yeah, it is though.
My entry on Sol is good. I'm not going to flip it to Litecoin. The trade is going to play out how it plays out at this point. But it's funny that Jackus is taking the side of Litecoin. The irony is not lost on me.
I still probably wouldn't buy into Litecoin. I think there are better bets. I'm just saying, like, if I were to pick from the two, Litecoin seems as a better bet right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still, as I said previously, I'm still failing. Nobody has told me a bit like a good bullish case for LTC price to pump. Apart from like someone could be buying, there could be an ETF. 7 years of accumulation. I'm like, yeah, but EOS had 7 years of accumulation. Dash had 7 years of accumulation. There's hundreds of other coins that had, lots of times of accumulation. I need something more.
Mhm.
I need something like Litecoin could be challenging Bitcoin, in some terms of speed, security, something like that. Something.
I mean, is
But
it
no,
you gotta pull one of these jackets?
but
You know?
that's what I said previously.
Yeah.
Ripple had lots of catalysts for XRP to pump. I don't see that was LTC.
Yeah.
Not to mention that, like with XRP, the thesis to me was that it was held down with the case. When the case was to be over, it was supposed to reprice to where it was supposed to be, and that's what happened. But with LTC, there is no like SEC case holding it down.
There. That's better. Yeah, this doesn't look too bad actually. I don't think.
But XRP is nowadays fairly priced with the rest, in my opinion. Like I think right now it's trading, but it should be. BNB is trading around its prior all-time highs. XRP is, I think, but I think all of them will pump.
What if you got this?
Unless it truly is over, in that case, be very careful and be ready to flip quickly.
XRP really should hold that range high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should.
Like there's no good reason for it to come back underneath if we're about to see an altcoin rotation from here at all. Unacceptable.
Yep.
Needs to hold that level. I think it will.
Oh my.
I think it will. I think if it wouldn't, it would be really bad for everything else as well.
Yeah.
Link does look good, man.
Dude, Link looks crazy. Link reminds me of the Bitcoin 25, 30K range on Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we should be getting a gap above the highs here
An
fairly
ETF.
soon. An ETF for Link?
Oh,
You said
man.
it reminds you the 25, 30K range. So-
I've been kind of saying with Link, I think it will. Coins like Link have already had their speculative market cycle, so I don't think that these will like parabolically rip in the same way that they did in 2021. But just like they'll accrue value over time. You're not going to get the same returns that you would if you're timing a meme coin at the Pico bottom, but it's still going to return really nicely, I think, because I never thought Link needed a token, but hey, clearly TradFi will buy it.
Why does Link need a token?
It doesn't.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
So, guys, what do we think? What do we think about Jackson Hole tomorrow? Do we have any thoughts? Does it matter? Are we getting a rate cut? What do we think?
well, he's not going to cut tomorrow, right? That wouldn't be.
I don't think he's gonna say.
I don't really have any like bias going into Jackson Hole this week. Like I really don't know what he's going to do. It wouldn't surprise me if he took a hawkish stance like he did the last two times he spoke. But is there any way that he comes in dovish?
No. No way. No way. No way he comes in dovish. But I think the market is expecting such hawkishness from him.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, they're probably expecting him to just continually, I don't know, like grind up against what Trump wants, you know? So I think that, I mean, I don't think it's going to take much to move the market higher. Like, I think that we're seeing so much hedging and selling going in that anything that's even moderately neutral, I think will send the market higher. So I'm definitely not expecting a dovish Powell, but I think he's the king of saying literally nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Go ahead.
I was just gonna joke that he's the king of saying data dependent, dual mandatory, and stuff like that. So
Yeah, no, he is. I mean, the odds of a cut in September are now at 84, which is down significantly from a couple weeks ago. It was like 99 a couple weeks ago. So
okay, but it was it's significantly higher from what it was like 3 weeks ago, where it was like 40-50%. Now it's 83, right?
is it?
Yeah, way higher.
I guess it was after one meeting. I don't remember which one. It went to like 100%, and it's just been dropping since then a little bit.
Now, what caused it to spike so much was that jobs data.
Yeah, that's right.
And before it was much lower. Then it spiked a lot, and yield started to sell off after it. And I think that happened. I can give you the exact date because I can see it on the yield chart, and it happened on Friday, August 1st.
Yeah.
So exactly 20 days ago, that's when the probabilities got repriced.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, whatever it's sitting at like a week before the meeting is what he's going to do, right? He never deviates from what the percentages say.
Again, it's the yield market already telling us that the rate cut is coming.
Tommy, thoughts?
Say that one more time.
Me?
Do I think we're getting cuts?
That it's the yield market telling us that the cuts are coming already.
Let me see. Well, TLT's catching a bid. If they cut, did yields actually go higher?
If they cut, yields go lower.
No, I know, but like long end yields could still go higher because you're factoring in future growth.
It's true that it will depend how the bond market sees it, but I still think that they will react. Maybe not in the magnitude of like short-term bonds, but the long-term one will still react. Just the magnitude will differ.
Yeah, it's Friday, right? It's not tomorrow. I don't know why. Somebody said tomorrow. It's like, oh yeah, tomorrow. No, it's Friday. It's always Friday.
But today there is some FOMC meeting minutes. Then on Thursday, that's Jackson Hole, and Friday Jackson Hole symposium as well. So I suppose it's basically like through all of these days.
But we don't get the Powell power speech till Friday.
Of course.
Yes.
But insiders do.
Yeah.
They probably already know.
Oh, you know it. I mean, does Tom Lee know something? Right? Does Tom Lee know something? Because he's been talking about how he thinks markets are bottomed. You've probably already like front ran the hawkish tone that Powell could potentially give you. And if it's a dovish surprise, obviously markets are gonna really enjoy that. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure people already know. I guess we'll see how crypto performs here into Powell for a better idea of what that looks like. But do we think, I mean, it kind of feels to me like Bitcoin's just doing like the same exact thing at range lows that it's done at range highs for the last few weeks, right? We got a double top. Super harsh rejection. And now we are at range lows. Are we just going to continue the range? Kind of think so.
Well, you're saying you think we just kind of come back up here and then here.
Yeah, I mean, we might just be about to see something like that. I mean, maybe it does do the same thing that it did at range. I have a hard time believing it does the exact same thing at range highs, or that it did at range highs, where we have to, go basically sweep the low. But can never rule anything out, I guess. We have a lot of stuff going on in the next 24 to 48 hours, so can never rule anything out. But I don't know. I'm optimistic. I think Beta's communicating that it wants to go higher, and not just crypto, but also equities. So place your bets. Place your bets.
Yeah.
What else do we want to look at, guys? Getting a nice bounce at a micro strategy today.
What about soybean chart?
Ooh,
oh God. It's like that, isn't it?
I don't know, but they always wait for it, so we haven't checked it yet once.
I think the VIX is almost done.
Futures pumping.
Up only.
I could see the VIX going to like 18, but I think that'll mostly cap at 18 or 19.
What is it? The futures.
No, I think we have one more low that we need to make on the VIX before we can start to talk about more constructive upside on it.
But how are you thinking about the VIX futures chart?
VIX futures is so funny how different it trades from the regular VIX.
It's fried, brother.
It really tells the story, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like the VIX has these noisy spikes, and VIX futures are just like, nope, no bid. Sorry.
I mean, it looks like.
Can you put typical wicks down below?
Oh shit! What's that?
I mean, maybe we take that low out on VIX futures, and mechanically speaking, it makes sense that we get some sort of bounce at that point.
I mean, I don't know.
Not like Pico low, but
it looks similar to this, doesn't it? Wait, no. Is this Contango? Yeah, never mind.
Yeah,
it's just down only forever.
Yeah.
Study the short vol trade
on futures. Yeah.
I don't think we're quite there yet for a VIX spike, but maybe in September or October, I think we'll get one.
It's just going to come down to what Powell says on Friday, unfortunately.
I'm just checking on Polymarket right now, and the 25 BPS decrease was trading at 35% before the jobs data. Then it jumped to 73, and currently, and then oscillated between 70 to 80. Currently, it's at 70.
That's a lot lower than the Fed watch.
Yeah, I suppose, but it's still like, like the jobs data clearly gave you the cut, basically, if you're gonna look at the graphic there, because for example, the no change traded at 63, and now it's trading at like 20, 26, 28, stuff like that. So but yeah, again, the yield market is telling us.
As long as we're not getting cuts because the economy is weakening, I kind of feel like the market will pump. If we do get cuts because the economy is weakening, then throw everything out. It's going to be a complete shit show for the next few days.
Yeah.
On the actual VIX chart, there's a gap. I can't remember the exact level.
Below us?
Above us.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it
looks like 35 from what I'm looking at.
No, that's a little too high. Maybe Tucker, you could pull it up, the actual VIX chart.
Yeah.
It's down below there.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, go to the lower time frame. There's a gap right above where we're at. Yeah, right up. Yeah, 20 at 20. It doesn't. And the thing about these gaps is like they don't need to fill right away. Like they can sit there for weeks or months before they fill.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, so it's like
all though they really do. I mean,
there are some examples. I've gone through this chart. There are some examples of there are some examples on the VIX chart where there have been gaps that just like don't fill, or they take like a year to fill. So eventually that one is probably going to get filled. But I wouldn't necessarily like hold out for it because it doesn't have to, right? I think if it does fill, it'd probably be like a quick wick and then just like a puke from there. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely something to keep an eye out for.
The issue with being like overly bullish on volatility right now is it's just very well supplied, which goes back to the whole tariff tantrum. You know, putting all of the fear into the market at one time, you get this huge big spike. And then when people see everything happened at once, but nothing actually happened, you know, you've created this dynamic where like simultaneously people know, okay, well, nothing is probably going to happen. And then the whole way up, there's going to be doubters because, you know, you just saw everything happen at once. So everybody is buying hedges. And yeah, I mean, it's just obviously been pretty self-fulfilling. The VIX futures are showing that we've just been moving straight down in a straight line since April. At some point we'll get a move, but like, who knows?
Yeah.
When Chris Cityall tells me to be bullish on volatility again, I think I will be more bullish on volatility.
I don't even know who that is.
He's got a big hedge fund that just trades like volatility. He is a very bright guy.
We're back.
Tucker, can you pull up tether dominance?
Yeah. Check on Q.
Wait, did Q's fill that gap right there? Can you zoom in a little bit, or like lower time frame? There was a gap right around there. Did we tag it?
No. Well,
wait, no. Yeah, draw a line.
Partially mitigated.
It counts. Yep. Yep, counts.
I mean, there's one down here too.
Nah, just ignore that.
Ignore that. Ignore this giant.
Yeah, ignore that. Ignore that. Stop fudding my bags.
Boom, boom. I mean, they're everywhere. They don't have to. It's fine. There's a big one. We're on the 4 hour, not on the daily. I'm sure the daily's cleaner, except for this one actually. But yeah. What did you say? Tether dominance?
Yeah, tether dominance. Can you go to like the 4 hour? No, go to like the 12 hour maybe. Go to the 12 hour. Put it in linear mode so it's not log.
It's in linear.
And from that June high right there. Yeah. Draw a diagonal from there. Or I'm sorry, go back to April, even further, like the one, the April high. No, even further back. Draw a diagonal from that high across. Yeah, that's nice. Smack it.
Wow.
Smack it.
What a find.
Smack it so hard.
I mean, it just looks worse here than it did here, right? Bottomed under this like ancient trend line, right? Yeah. It looks a lot like, let me just get rid of all this. We just have this line on it. Here we had a pretty.
I see a lot of people calling for like a triple bottom kind of thing on tether dominance. Like if you draw from that March low, a diagonal, March 2024 low. Yeah, and draw a diagonal. Tighten it up on the wicks a little bit, like down a little more. So like
from this wick.
Yeah. But then see the one in the middle, like drag it down, right there. A lot of people that I follow are looking for like a third drive into that low. And then that's like the global cycle top for crypto. Do you guys think that we're going to do that third drive and that's it? Or we see a breakdown from this structure here?
I mean,
I don't see a global cycle top.
I think you get 2%, somewhere between 2 and 2.5, like somewhere in here. So no, I don't think we're gonna stop at 3.6 or whatever.
I mean, that looks like bearish momentum, high time frame to me, not like it should be bouncing yet, but like the untethered dominance, that is.
Yeah. Well, and it's going to continue to be harder for this to go down because the market cap and tether keeps going up, right? So
Exactly.
each drop is more meaningful.
Tether's
You know what
market
reminds- is
Huh?
kind of what was that?
Tether's market cap right now is 170 billion, by the way.
Yeah.
It used to be 70 in the bear market, and then it used to be just 3 billion in 2019.
Yeah, which means if you do get a move down here, that would be unbelievable. That would be astronomical for crypto.
Be awesome.
It would be a lot more meaningful, right, than this or this or this or this, you know. Maybe not this, but that would be a huge move.
Yeah.
The market cap's ripping.
Can you zoom out on that chart a little more?
Like that.
Yeah, that looks like a trend break.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It looks like it wants to end up down here.
Yeah, we've seen soul meme coins play out this pattern before.
Mhm.
No, I think that's a bearish chart. Which is bullish, you know.
Which is bullish, of course.
Of course.
Looks like the Caspa chart at the top. What's Caspa doing? Gonna make me look at Caspa on this fine Wednesday. It does kind of look like the Caspa chart. But I can't say I'm really that bullish on Caspa. Anything else we want to look at, guys?
I don't think so. We'll just have to see what Powell says on Friday.
Is it Friday or tomorrow?
It's Friday.
Okay. So I lied at the beginning of the show. I said we were on the eve of Jackson Hole. We actually are not, but we will be here to cover it with you guys on the day of. So that'll be fun. Hopefully resolves favorably for asset pricing. We'll see. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed the show today. As always, we appreciate when you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and just in general, hang out in the comments, enjoy the show, stream, whatever you want to call it. Thanks again for tuning in. Before we can officially wrap up, you guys know the drill at this point. Market Check is live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with the same start time. We were a little bit, I saw somebody say too late BB before we started. I got a kick out of that comment, but we typically start around 11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you enjoyed the show today, that will be the next time that you can catch us live is on Friday. Also, make sure to tune in for Market Talk hosted by the legendary King Wabi. That is an X Spaces hosted through our Because Bitcoin account, as well as his personal X account. So make sure to stay following and subscribe to both of those so you can be notified not just when we schedule those spaces, but of course also when we go live. We've also launched a brand new product, guys. Check out the Volume Fusion Pro Discord. We've been tweeting about it. We probably have it linked below this video, but if you're looking for trading tools that are actually kicking the market's ass right now in real time. You have the ability to access some of the indicators that Max has been working on for the last 8 or 9 months. I'm probably even underselling it. I think he's been working on it for for longer than that, but they're killer guys. And I'm not joking when I say they've genuinely been kicking the market's ass. So if you want some signal through or clarity through all of the noise, definitely check out that Discord. Sign up using our Blowfin Ref link, and you'd get access to do this Discord. But yeah, it's linked in the comments. But of course, as well, before we leave, guys, before we depart, we're going to play a quick commercial for the BB terminal. So if you're looking for something to give you an edge on chain, as I am going to keep beating the drum until it becomes brutally apparent, we are headed into an ETH on chain season, I think, here pretty soon. So if you're looking for the tools to help give you an edge in those markets when that rotation happens, check out our brand new BB Terminal degen page that we launched a few weeks ago. Superior to Dex Screener. And the product speaks for itself, guys. But that's it from us. We hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back for another episode on Friday. Jackson Hole. We'll see what we get throughout the rest of the week. But until then, guys, thanks again as always. And of course, stay safe.
Tired of outdated trading tools, confused charts, dozens of tabs, endless stress? You're not alone. Introducing BB Terminal, your all-in-one command center for crypto trading. Track your portfolio, monitor the markets, stay ahead, all in one place. From chaos to clarity, from struggle to success. BB Terminal.